Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Kojima's games often present a level of complexity that can confuse those unfamiliar with his storytelling style, leading some to view them as bizarre or overly fantastical. However, for dedicated fans, this confusion is not a drawback. They understand that every perplexing element is meticulously explained, either directly or indirectly through environmental storytelling or in-game documents. Fans appreciate Kojima's narrative, recognizing that he weaves real-world events and scientifically validated research into his plots, which enhances the intrigue without making players feel like they are merely engaging in a fantasy. If you're not already a fan, this video serves as a straightforward introduction to help newcomers grasp the overarching themes and actions within the game. It aims to provide a foundational understanding for those who may be curious about the experience. Enjoy watching. Bridget Strand, the Vice President of America, was born as an extinction entity, EE, but remained unaware of this fact until her 20s.
The first operation, I was only 20. I opened my eyes and found myself on the beach. But the moment I came round, I was back in the hospital bed. I was split across two worlds. Bridget, my Ha in that one. Amelie, my Ka in this. Somehow, the two of us managed to coexist. Soon, our ages began to diverge. Only Bridget's body got older, while the beach kept Amelie's the same. So I came up with a story. I told people that Amelie was my daughter. A daughter with a debilitating condition and an absent father.
Kojima chose to describe this experience using an ancient Egyptian concept like Ka representing the soul and the Ha symbolizing the body. The Ka exists in a unique realm known as the beach, while the Ha pertains to the physical world we inhabit. Through this understanding, Bridget came to the conclusion that the end of the world was imminent, characterized by a destructive explosion that signifies both the beginning and the end of life. Bridget identified her separated soul as Amelie, the force that brings life to a close, and she refers to her true self as part of the sixth Big Bang, the extinction entity. After surviving a coma induced by cancer, Bridget Strand chose to keep her illness a secret and claimed that her separated soul was her daughter, Samantha Strand. However, she referred to her daughter as Amelie instead, which literally translates to a life that is a lie. As a presidential aide, John Die-Hardman fully believed Bridget's claims out of a sense of duty, especially following the death of the president in an unidentified explosion. Consequently, Bridget was constitutionally elevated to the presidency.
I swore an oath to the president and to America. As far as I was concerned, her word was law. So when she said Amelie was her daughter and the best candidate to succeed her, I believed it. But when the archives were restored, I couldn't resist testing out my access privileges. And that's how I found out Bridget was diagnosed with uterine cancer in her 20s and couldn't have children. You see, doesn't add up, does it? There's no way Amelie could be Bridget's biological daughter. So where'd she come from? Who is she?
John earned the nickname Die Hard due to his frequent assignments involving life-threatening risk, yet he consistently managed to survive whether through his own efforts or the assistance of others.
I'm just a man. No powers, nothing special. Don't have dooms, I can't repatriate like Sam either. Don't know the first thing about dying, I had never tried it. Yeah. I've been to hell. Every single battlefield was hell. But no matter how terrible it got, I never died. Because all I ever did was run from death. The captain, saved my life. You know why they call me Die-Hardman. Because he wouldn't let me die. He brought my sorry ass back home every time.
A crucial ally in John's life is his captain, Clifford Unger, whom he regards as a personal supervisor. John holds Clifford in high esteem, willing to assist him voluntarily whenever necessary, whether in official capacities or otherwise. This deep respect and gratitude John feels for Clifford underscores the importance of their relationship, highlighting the bonds formed in the face of adversity and this shared commitment to their roles in a tumultuous world.
You were my commanding officer, but I swore an oath to the president to protect her and the country at all costs. Now, if she orders me to do something, I have to do it. I have to. But I served under you first. And your family doesn't deserve this. Any of this.
Why are you helping me? If they catch you.
Because you saved my life, sir. Again and again.
Bridget's realization of her identity may have come too late, as shortly after, an explosion known as a Voidout occurred. This phenomenon is not triggered by conventional explosive but is instead the result of a clash between stranded souls and living humans, each originating from different realms. This interaction behaves like matter and antimatter, leading to a catastrophic explosion. The souls trapped in the real world are referred to as beach things, BT. This process is illustrated early in the game when Igor is forced to shoot his colleague, who has been captured by a BT, to prevent a Voidout. Unfortunately, when Igor himself is caught, he fails to take his own life because his gun slips from his grasp. In a desperate attempt, he resorts to a knife, but as he does not die immediately, the BT claims him, resulting in a voidout that leaves only Sam behind in a cratered landscape as Sam is being repatriated. This event will be further elaborated upon as we reach the timeline that explains how and why Sam becomes a repatriate. Returning to the topic of Voidouts, there is a notable incident involving Heartman, who was on the brink of death, relying on medical equipment to survive.
I was in the ICU having heart surgery, out of town, in the city. When it was clear that I was going to pull through, my wife took my daughter back to the house to collect some things for me. And then they were caught in the Voidouts. The city and the hospital were spared the worst, but the shockwave knocked out the power and my life support. I woke up on the beach. The people who died in the two Voidouts were there. What happened? What's going on? saw my wife and my daughter in the procession. Hey! It's me! Where are you going? Wait! Don't leave without me! No! Don't go! Please, don't go! The ICU's backup generator kicked in, and I was brought back to life by the defibrillator. Exactly 21 minutes after my heart had stopped. And that was the last time I saw my family.
In the context of Death Stranding, this scenario parallels what happened to Bridget, where her car was already in the beach, while her physical body remained alive in this world. Heartman possessed a unique ability, as typically, individuals can only visit their own beach, but he has the capability to access the beaches of others. Meanwhile, after realizing that the explosion was caused by the interaction between beings from the real world and the beach, Bridget concluded that they needed to investigate this phenomenon. At the very least, they should be able to observe these entities with their own eyes to avoid any contact. Faced with the challenges of studying something intangible and potentially deadly upon contact, Bridget proposed the idea of examining a being that exists between life and death, specifically an unborn baby. A fetus clearly undergoes the transformation from inanimate to living, leading them to decide to study infants. Additionally, there is a belief that babies can perceive ghosts, which ties into the game's theory. Bridget established a specialized facility called Bridges, as this project aimed to simulate a bridge between life and death using the fetus as a medium. However, due to humanitarian concerns, the public rejected this plan and it was completely shut down to quell protest. In reality though, the project continued to operate in secrecy. Without wasting any time, Bridget began her search for a fetus that met her criteria, one that was still in the womb and 28 weeks old. At this stage, the fetus starts to learn how to breathe using its own lungs. The fetus that would serve as a bridge between life and death was subsequently named Bridge Baby, BB. The expectant mother chosen for this role happened to be named Lisa Bridges. Lisa was taken to the secret Bridges facility to initiate the separation process of the fetus. Bridges designed a container that could mimic the authentic condition of a womb to house the separated fetus. Unfortunately, it turned out that Lisa Bridges was the wife of Clifford Unger. John, who was still serving as the right-hand man to the president, only discovered this fact after the events had unfolded. With a mix of sympathy and respect, he greeted his former captain.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were the husband.
As time passed, John learned that the baby was to be relocated, prompting him to feel the need to act on Clifford's behalf, at the very least to inform him. The relocation stage indicated that the baby would be isolated, meaning Clifford would no longer have the chance to see his son. John offered his assistance in any way he could, and Clifford accepted.
They're moving your son to a new facility tomorrow. You'll never see him again. He'll serve as the foundation of a new communications network. A sacrifice for a nation that no longer exists.
Regrettably, the plan to rescue his son failed, resulting in the deaths of both Clifford and the BB. They both suffered similar wounds to their abdomens from gunfire inflicted by John, aimed at them by Bridget.
Not BB too.
No, 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 no!
Due to the BB's status as an unborn entity that had been killed, it became stranded in the beach world. However, since it possessed a soul, the bridge baby had its own beach, which was eventually discovered by Amelie after a long search for the stranded entity. Without hesitation, Amelie healed BB's wounds, and in that instant, BB returned to the real world.
Sam. There you are. You want to go home? Let's go home. It's okay. I know the way. You want to go home? Let's go home. I wanted to set you free from death once and for all. It's okay. I know the way. But in doing so, I upset the fundamental balance between life and death. I just wanted to save you.
Bridget took BB out of the pot and raised him as her adopted son, naming him Samuel Strand, a name reminiscent of her fake daughter named Samantha Strand.
There you are. Welcome back.
You understand his days as a BB are over, now that his connection to the other side has been severed.
It was me who cut the cord. So yes.
A deathless repatriate in the world of the living. Should we decommission it?
In a manner of speaking. Take him out of the pod. I'll raise him as my own.
However, this anomaly turned Sam into a repatriate meaning he could not be killed. Since Amelie saved him, the beach rejected Sam, so if he were to die, instead of moving on like others, he would be expelled by the beach and return to the real world. Moreover, Sam suffers from aphantasmophobia, a condition that causes his skin to become injured when touched by living beings. This fear complicates his interactions with others as he must navigate a world where physical contact can lead to pain.
I see. Aphantasmophobia. No wonder you were out there alone, where no one could touch you. I'll try to be more careful, Sam.
The unique circumstances surrounding his existence create a challenging life for him as he grapples with both his identity and his limitations. As he grows up, Sam's experiences shape his understanding of relationship and his place in the world.
She's real. We've touched, all right? She and I both.
Well, I've only ever interacted with her hologram.
I'm telling you, I've met her. In person. Lots of times when I was little.
Yes, but on the beach.
The bond he shared with her stepsister Amelie becomes crucial as she is the only one who can touch him freely from the beach, providing him with a sense of belonging despite the challenges he faces. Together, they navigate the complexities of his condition and the implication of being a repatriate, forging a path that is uniquely their own. The BB's early development events described may initially appear to signify a failure, but they actually reveal a success hidden within a tragic narrative. By examining the successful rescue of Sam, Amelie gained insights into how to transport individuals to and from her beach or any beach of her choosing. Meanwhile, in the real world, Bridget discovered that she could utilize a BB replica as a means of transportation. As the story unfolds, we will see why Higgs, Die-Hardman, and even Clifford possess the same BB replica, indicating that Amelie has orchestrated their actions to align with her plans.
I got a little present from Amelie. Said she'd take me to the beach if I wanted. But I'd need this doll to show me the way.
This leads us to speculate that Clifford was likely rescued by Amelie as well, given that he bears a scar similar to the one resulting from Sam's rescue. We will delve deeper into this topic once we reach the appropriate point in the lore timeline. Returning to BB, Bridget continued her research. The other infants placed in the pods were utilized as a means for the public to visibly observe BT. These pod babies serve as prototypes showcased to the public, who embraced and utilized them due to their effectiveness in providing a practical way to see BT. In contrast, the actual BB prototype, which resembled a lifelike baby doll, was kept hidden from the public and remained in the research phase. Despite this, many individuals opposed Bridget's actions, viewing the use of fetuses are inhumane, especially since she justified her actions under the guise of humanitarianism to legitimize her work. One notable opponent was Coffin, the mother of Fragile. She rallied like-minded individuals to form an extremist movement aimed at opposing the BB project. This resistance began when Fragile was just 12 years old. Coffin's husband at the time worked for a delivery service named Fragile, which is how their daughter received her name. After separating from her husband and daughter, Coffin chose to live a life as a secretive rebel against the BB project. Meanwhile, Fragile and her father continued to run their delivery service in the years that followed. Their lives progressed while Coffin operated in the shadows, fighting against the project that she believed was fundamentally wrong. Years passed. On the other hand, Sam's frequent need for medical care led him to develop a close bond with his nurse, Lucy, who eventually became his wife. Their relationship blossomed, and soon after, Lucy became pregnant with Sam's child. During Lucy's pregnancy, Bridget often cast a shadow over her with negative thoughts, while Amelie frequently haunted Lucy with nightmares. Although Sam was unaware of Amelie's actions, he soon discovered Bridget's harmful behavior towards Lucy and began to harbor resentment toward her.
Yeah, I know you hate me.
Bridget, you're the president of jack shit.
Sam, listen to me.
Despite this, he made efforts to support Lucy and encourage her to stay positive. Unfortunately, Lucy continued to endure the torment and, tragically, she took her own life while still pregnant with Sam's baby. When Sam discovered the bodies of his beloved ones, the situation turned heart-wrenching as it was already too late. Lucy, who had become BT, grabbed Sam, resulting in a voidout. The entire city within the explosion zone transformed into a massive crater, leaving only Sam alive because he was a repatriate. People speculated that Sam had intentionally hidden their bodies, leading to the explosion.
Sam, I owe you an apology. Lou was the name you were going to give your own baby if he'd had made it. I should have pieced it together sooner.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I found some records from 10 years ago. A death, sudden, in the middle of a town. Young woman in the prime of her life. Nobody knew until it was too late. A Voidout. Her husband, who was a member of Bridges, had dooms. He tried, but he couldn't get to her in time. The whole town was wiped off the map, leaving nothing but a big crater and him. Because he was a repatriate. People wanted answers. Did the man hide his wife's body on purpose? The only survivor was the only suspect. He was easy to blame, and people did. And pretty soon, they were blaming Bridges too. The man felt responsible, so he left. And his wife, who died, her name was Lucy. She'd been pregnant, poor woman. They were going to name their son Lou.
Didn't happen.
But it did. President Strand told me. She talked about you all the time. He didn't have to cut all ties and walk away, she said.
You wanna shut the fuck up?
Although he had no such intention, he felt a deep sense of guilt and chose to isolate himself, striving to distance himself from Bridge. One of his initial steps was to reject his identity as the adopted son of the president of Bridget. Consequently, Sam Strand reclaimed a new name, Sam Bridges, honoring his mother's original surname. However, he still bore the responsibility of Bridges, which compelled him to continue working as a delivery courier. This is why he became known as Sam Porter Bridges from that point onward. Meanwhile, despite Coffin's relentless efforts over the years, Bridget discovered her hiding place and promptly ordered the eradication of the entire location and its operatives. Just moments before this was set to unfold, Coffin sent a final message to one of her most trusted associates, Higgs Monaghan. She made Higgs promise to protect Fragile, her long-lost daughter, whom she had not seen in years. After Higgs managed to escape the massacre, he embarked on a new chapter in his life by establishing a startup delivery company. In a twist of fate, his small business eventually merged with Fragile's company. Although Higgs kept his primary intention of safeguarding Fragile under wraps, he expressed his admiration for her unique abilities, known as dooms. Fragile accepted Higgs' proposal for the business merger, and together they operated their venture smoothly, facing no significant obstacles along the way.
Seems like you know a lot about him.
Used to work together. Guess you could say we had a contract.
You did business with terrorists? Whoever pays, huh?
He wasn't like that back then.
One unfortunate day, Higgs encountered Amelie, who was evidently more powerful than Fragile, and from that moment on, he seemed increasingly drawn to her. Unbeknownst to Fragile, Higgs began replacing the packages sent by Fragile Express with bombs intended to send a message of terror. When Fragile learned of this shocking news, she wasted no time in attempting to cancel the other bombs still in transit. Regrettably, during one of her rescue attempts, she fell into an ambush that resulted in her skin aging after her confrontation with Higgs. According to the theory of Stranding, rain can accelerate aging due to the significant time disparity between the real world and the beach. As a result, Fragile appeared aged all over her body except for her face, as Higgs had only provided her with a head mask while she chose to save a small town by diverting the bomb to the tar pit. The tar pit is a deep pit filled with viscous black liquid formed after the Voidouts, ensuring that if a bomb is thrown into it, it will not cause damage when it detonates at a sufficient depth. It turned out that Higgs was acting under Amelie's order. What is the true nature of this situation? Is Higgs still pursuing Coffin's objectives regarding terrorism? Yet, why does he choose to disregard Coffin's request to protect Fragile? The answer is neither of the two.
I had a little chat with Higgs back on the beach. Didn't take much to make him talk.
You say why he betrayed you?
He said it was part of her plan.
What?
She was their leader. The terrorist Voidouts, the whole extinction agenda, Amelie was behind it all.
Like hell she was.
I know you don't want to believe it, but it lines up with what Die-Hardman said. Higgs turned on me after he met Amelie. At first, he was looking to expand his territory, and I had a power he could use. At least, that's how he ended up working with me. He was no terrorist. He just wanted to reach more people. But then she shows up with abilities that put mine to shame. Hell, she could even control BTs. So Higgs decides to go with her. And that's when she turned him into her agent of extinction.
Amelie gave Higgs his power?
Yep, she made him her homo demons.
Essentially, if we revisit the actual BB project, which involves the baby dolls used by Higgs, Clifford, and finally John, Amelie facilitates these three ordinary individuals to traverse through her beach.
Anyway, it looks like Bridges wasn't the first to bring back BB tech. It was a group of separatists. Terrorists opposed to UCA expansion, according to the records. They started using them about 3 years ago. Right around the time Bridges 1 was putting plans in place to head west.
I looked inside his pod, and there was no BB in there. Take a good look at what was. It's the same doll Die-Hardman had. This is their bridge baby. There's this idea that the terrorists brought back BB tech and Bridges was just following suit. It's garbage. Their methods and yours are completely different. Your BB links you to the world of the dead. Their doll links them to Amelie and her beach.
You know who else had dolls like this? Cliff. He was carrying them on the battlefields. Cliff, Higgs, the director. All three of them were drawn in and controlled by this extinction entity.
For those without the doll, she provides Doom to assist them in her research. Additionally, Dr. Roger Melillo, known as Deadman, was conceived through in vitro fertilization, where an egg was fertilized with sperm from unknown donors and developed in an artificial womb.
I told you before about my body. 70% harvested from cadavers. Do you want to know the real reason why? Because the story you've heard is one I made up. The truth is, I'm Frankenstein's monster. Artificial, grown from pluripotent stem cells. And when that vital spark didn't manifest in all my organs, they replaced the defective ones with those of the dead. I never had a birthday. I'm a soulless meat puppet. No ka, a dead man. People born the traditional way have beaches. You have one. BB2. But I have no such connections. No mother. No afterlife. No beach. You see now why I'm so obsessed with it all? Why I joined Bridges?
Following his birth, he faced several health issues, likely genetic, resulting in the absence or malfunction of certain organs. Over time, doctors replaced these with compatible donor organs to sustain his life, ultimately aiding Amelie in achieving her rescue plan. Why is it referred to as a rescue? Isn't what Amelie does a tragic wrongdoing? Not at all. To clarify, we will now refer to the entity as EE. The reason EE engages in all this tragedy through her two personas, Amelie and Bridget, is solely to forge a strong connection among them. As Fragile explains, in order to teleport someone through the beach, they must have a deep bond with another person, an object, or an event. What are some clear examples of this? Let's explore further. For object instances, Sam possessed a dream catcher that symbolizes his connection to Amelie.
Here. It's a dream catcher. Wear it when you sleep, and I'll keep the nightmares away. I'll always be with you. When you're all grown up, you'll need it to make us whole again. And when the time comes, you'll have to stop me. You are the only one who can. Promise you'll remember. Sam, I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
Fragile has a bracelet that links her to her late father, which facilitates Fragile teleporting to Sam as he wears it.
I can send us both at once. But I'll be right behind you.
I thought you said you couldn't go to her.
I can't. But I can go to you. By the ties that bind us together. The Dreamcatcher will lead you to her.
And then?
The Misanga will lead me to you.
While John owns a revolver that ties him to both Bridget and Clifford, allowing John to bring it with him to Bridget's beach.
I've loaded my gun with hermetic rounds. Sam's blood. It connects my gun to her, to me, to him, all of us. Which means I should be able to take it with me to the beach. I'm gonna stop what she started by stopping her.
While for the events that shape these connections can be either positive or negative, but they must be profoundly impactful. Fragile harbors intense hatred towards Higgs due to her experiences with Amelie. Similarly, John feels a deep animosity towards Bridget, and Clifford experiences a strong longing for Sam. These elements represent powerful connections akin to strong ropes. Some of these ropes manifest as hatred, often expressed through sticks. This concept echoes the initial proverb introduced by Kojima when players first engaged with the game, highlighting the relationship between sticks and ropes. Even at the conclusion of the game, Deadman references the idea of a stick transforming into a rope. Such philosophies frequently serve as foundational themes in Kojima's work.
The gun that set this whole mess in motion ends up being the key to saving you.
Amelie, she said it had another purpose.
Not a weapon, but a lifeline. A stick that became a rope. I suppose that's one way of putting it.
Now that a strong connection has been established, what is the purpose of EE? Through Bridget's ongoing research, she uncovers information about a pair of twin women who share experiences related to the beach. It is noted that their beaches are naturally intertwined, which explains why, in real life, twins often experience similar emotions whether in moments of joy or sorrow. However, in the game, in addition to being twins, they are endowed with Doom's abilities by EE to assist Bridget's research. As a result, these twins discover the Chiral network, a replica of their interconnected beaches, allowing it to function like their linked beaches, facilitating connections for data sharing and more. Indirectly, the Chiral network also serves to connect the beaches of everyone, similar to how EE orchestrates drama for characters like Higgs, Fragile, Sam, Cliff, and John, but on a broader scale. It leveraged Sam's strong connection to Amelie, so when John proposes the planned idea of a kidnapping engineered by terrorists, Sam feels compelled to act in the game, which involves connecting everyone together to help rescue Amelie.
There's something that you need to know, Sam. When you were back east, I slipped out of here and I went to visit you.
What? You lied? Fuck me. You have any idea what it took for me to get here?
You wouldn't have come if I hadn't. You didn't care about America or bridges. But we did know one thing you did care about. Something you were willing to cross a continent for. A reason to build the UCA. It was Die-Hardman's idea.
Great. So I'm Mario and you're Princess Peach. I'm a porter. I don't care about connecting anything. Or making knots. But I'll do what I have to help Amelie out. You're right. I never gave a shit about this country. I have no ties to anything or anyone but you.
I'm so sorry, Sam. But it all worked out in the end.
Thus, the Chiral network offers two contrasting benefits. On one hand, it genuinely aids everyone in conducting research and other activities. On the other hand, the broader its reach, the more it intensifies the activities of Death Stranding, leading Malingen, or Mama, to realize that the Chiral network may not be entirely a good idea. Nevertheless, as it is the only plan they have, they continue with their efforts.
Sam? Hey, forget what I said about chiral spikes. Reconnecting the world comes first. Maybe we're making things worse. Maybe not. But it's the only plan we've got. Good luck, Sam.
By the way, why is Mama alone now? What happened to her twin, Lochner? To summarize, Lochner was in a relationship with someone from Bridges 1, but tragically, it ended in an accident.
Truth is, she's not really my daughter.
The attack and everything, that was all a lie?
No, that part was true. She was due. I was in the hospital waiting for a C-section. And the terrorists hit us.
Hello? Is anyone there?
I was pinned under the rubble. Nothing to do but wait and wait. Felt like forever. But no one came. They said air and water.
Help! Can someone help me, please?
I don't know how many days went by. The water ran dry, and the cold set in. I gave birth there in the rubble. But instead of bringing life into the world, I brought death.
Right.
When the time fell stopped, my baby started to cry. She cried. Her life was the price I had to pay to survive. She saved me.
Over here! Get him out of there! Get him out of there, guys! Come on! Get in! Get in! Come on! Just a little bit further! Hold on!
Over here! I'm over here!
My ovaries can't produce eggs, and Lochna has trouble with her uterus. Long story short, neither of us can have children. I was alright with it. I mean, children, who needs them, I thought. But my sister thought differently. Lochna wanted a child, someone to carry her genes. She fell in love with another member of Bridges, but he died in an accident. She was devastated, of course, as was I. Back then, strong emotions like that, I could feel hers and she could feel mine. When I sensed her desire to join him, to end it, I went to her and said, "Let's have a baby." We took one of Lochna's eggs and fertilized it with his frozen sperm. And I carried it to term. A healthy baby grew inside of me. But then there was the attack. And our bond was severed. I wanted to tell her. But I was bound to the child. I couldn't just abandon her. But I was wrong. Lochna needs to know.
This situation fueled Lochna's resentment towards her twin, causing her to abandon her work with Bridges and halt her efforts regarding the Chiral network. The reason Mulligan chose to disconnect from her sister was solely to protect the life of the baby she was carrying. Since Mulligan could not maintain two connections simultaneously, she made the difficult decision to prioritize her child, which ultimately severed her natural bond with Lochna. Despite Mulligan's intentions to save her niece or nephew, Lochner perceived the situation differently, viewing Mulligan's action as a betrayal rather than the selfless act they were meant to be. This misunderstanding deepened the rift between the twins as Lochner's anger clouded her judgment. Mulligan's sacrifice, intended to ensure the safety of the unborn child, was lost on Lochner, who could only see the loss of her sister's support. The tragic circumstances surrounding their lives not only strained their relationship but also led to a significant shift in their paths, with both sisters grappling with their choices and the consequences that followed. However, with Sam's indirect assistance aimed at repairing Cupid, a device designed to activate connection between regions known as nodes across America, there is hope. Mulligan had previously claimed that Cupid was malfunctioning due to changes in the chiral limiter values, which necessitated Lochner's involvement. This collaboration is vital because in the development of the chiral network, Mulligan focused on the hardware aspect while Lochner handled the software. Therefore, Sam requires the expertise of both sisters to successfully repair the device.
All that she went through, I had no idea. I thought she'd severed our bond on purpose, that she stole our child and ran. I fixed your Cupid like she asked. The limiter should be functioning properly now. There is one thing. Before I sat down to work, I took a long, hard look at the code. I'm pretty sure someone's tweaked it. Either that, or my memory's going to pieces.
Someone rewrote your code?
Rewrote might be overstating it. Let's just say it wasn't the latest version I released. And yet, because of it, I was finally reunited with Mulligan. Could be we found our culprit already. She died beneath the rubble, with our child still inside her. Her Ka passed over to the other side, but her Ha remained, bound to our dead daughter. She knew all of this, of course. That's why she kept one cuff loose. Didn't want anyone seeing her vitals. Shame she couldn't use her favorite invention. She did all that to keep me and our daughter safe.
The situation is complex as the strained relationship between the twins has significant implications for the progress of the chiral network. Sam's efforts to mend the rift and bring both Lochner and Mulligan back together are crucial not only for their personal reconciliation but also for the advancement of their shared goals. The successful repair of Cupid could potentially bridge the gaps created by their conflicts, allowing for a renewed focus on their missions and the restoration of connection across the fractured landscapes. Returning to the reason behind Cupid's malfunction, Clifford Unger re-enters the real world to retrieve Sam. Initially, he believes that Sam is merely exploiting his BB, as it is evident that Sam is carrying a BB pod. However, Clifford eventually realizes that the true adversary he has been searching for is the BB itself. He admits that he didn't pay much attention because they refer to Sam as Sam Porter. It is only after their third encounter, at Amelie's beach alongside John and Bridget, that he learns the Sam he has been confronting is actually Sam Bridges, the son of Lisa Bridges, meaning Sam is the child he has been seeking all along.
They told me your name was Sam Porter. But you were Sam Bridges. My bridge to the future.
After all the efforts Clifford has made to return to life in this manner, he finds a rewarding outcome. He feels a sense of pride in witnessing Sam's relentless struggle to unite people, contrasting sharply with Clifford's own past, which was marked by division and separation.
Sam, you bring people together. You're their bridge to the future. Come on, Sam. Stand up.
This realization brings him a sense of fulfillment as he acknowledges the positive impact Sam has had on others.
You told me your name was Sam Porter. But you're Sam Bridges. My son. My bridge to the future. Without you, I was just like any other Cliff. A dead end. No way forward. Nothing but an obstacle. Looking on at the world people like you were trying to build. Dividing people was the only thing I was ever good at. But not you, Sam. You bring people together. You're their bridge to the future. And mine. Come on, Sam. Stand up.
Is this me?
Consequently, as a ghost, Clifford now experiences a sense of peace, having resolved his unfinished business. This newfound tranquility allows him to let go of Sam, enabling him to return to the real world without any lingering ties or unresolved issues. After Sam returned to the real world with Deadman's assistance, the entire team, from Heartman to Lochner, pieced together the events that had transpired. They then sent Sam back to the beach, this time to Bridget's and or Amelie's beach for that matter, where EE was located, hoping that Sam could persuade EE to refrain from initiating the sixth extinction. However, there was a certain condition. If Sam failed, he would have to kill EE. This act would result in Sam being trapped there forever.
In my own search for Amelie's beach, I have come to realize something extraordinary. If beaches were likened to a multiverse, hers would appear to exist on a higher plane than ours. I can walk the beaches of others, but hers is beyond my reach. It's invisible, inaccessible, even to fragile, I fear. Imagine it as a circulatory system, if you will. Each of our beaches is a single capillary, but Amelie's beach is the heart that pumps blood to the rest of us. Capillaries are subordinate to the greater whole, a whole governed by the heart, which gives direction, which dictates flow, which dictates everything, controls everything. Don't you see? She is in control. You may be able to travel against the flow and reach her, but having done so, if she does not wish to let you go, if she wishes to keep you, she can.
Fragile and Die-Hardman broke free from her beach, didn't they?
I don't think it was any different from what happened to you. I didn't get out because I wanted to. I was forced out, repatriated, if you will, by her.
Forced out? Why?
This is only a theory, but she wants you to go to her. That's her final wish, don't you think?
So that's it, huh? Amelie's the EE and this is her endgame. Just so we're clear, if I want to stop the last stranding and come back in one piece, I need to go to her beach and talk her out of it. That about right?
Correct. As cliche as it sounds, you're our only hope. Though quite frankly, I doubt even you can change her mind.
If you can't make her see reason, you'll have to kill her. And if you kill her...
You'll save the world, but you'll be stranded outside of it. Forever.
Ultimately, EE chose not to trigger the sixth extinction. Instead, she made the decision to end her own life by detonating her car in the beach. This act caused Sam to be expelled and left him stranded back in his own beach, unable to return to the real world without the help of someone capable of teleportation. The situation left Sam in a precarious position as he found himself isolated once again, with the weight of his mission and the consequences of EE's choice hanging heavily over him. The hope of returning to reality seemed distant, and he was left to contemplate the sacrifices made and the challenges that lay ahead. Fortunately, EE had meticulously planned everything, including the means to rescue Sam after EE's suicide. When Sam began to feel hopeless about being stranded and attempted to take his own life with John's revolver, help arrived. EE had orchestrated all the drama surrounding this revolver, which John had nearly forgotten. With renewed hope, John reminded the entire team about the revolver that had not yet returned to the real world with him, prompting Fragile to use it as a teleportation target. After a month of searching for Sam, the team finally pinpointed his location at the edge of his own beach.
Sam? Look, I found him. What? Where? It's right here.
I see him. This way.
My God. He's over there. Sam! Sam!
Over here, Sam. Deadman. We're coming, Sam. You ready, Bridget?
Ready. Sam, I see you.
Okay. Lou, take me to Sam.
However, the challenge remained. How could they retrieve Sam for teleportation if Fragile lacked the power to breach his beach? The answer lay with Deadman. Since Deadman did not possess a car, Fragile envisioned him as equipment alongside BB, and then Fragile needed a thing that connects everyone together, the whole team including Deadman and Sam, which unironically was the symbol of the nations that represent connection to the entire country, Amelie's necklace. Yeah, a necklace that everybody wears and uses as their nation's symbol, which connects everyone in the country, including the people needed for saving Sam. With these three components, Deadman, Lou, and the knot necklace, Deadman can be dispatched easily to bring Sam back to the real world. This was achieved by forcing repatriation through BB, which maintained a connection to the real world.
The plan was for Fragile to, in essence, slingshot Lou and me to your position so we could rescue you. But it's not so easy to send multiple individuals to another person's beach for an extended period of time. And that's where the umbilical cord came in. We wove these from President Strand's DNA. They serve as a single knot that binds us all. The President must have known all of this would happen. Ironic, isn't it? The gun that set this whole mess in motion ends up being the key to saving you.
As a result, Sam was able to return to reality. The intricate planning and collaboration among the team, along with the clever use of the revolver and Deadman's unique situation, ultimately led to a successful rescue, demonstrating the power of hope and teamwork in dire circumstances, as well as the greatness of the EE plans to save humanity, contrary to EE's nature of ending humanity instead.
Oh, Sam. You have no idea how long I've been waiting to give you a hug.
In conclusion, it appears that Sam successfully eliminated EE and returned to the real world safely, even overcoming his phobia as the environment became slightly more normal with the return of rainbows and harmless rain. A brief note about Lou: it was the name Sam intended for his unborn son, who was still in Lucy's womb at the time. However, since the baby he received from the pod turned out to be a girl, he decided to name her Louise instead.
Louise.
Yet, could it be that all these seemingly successful connections come with hidden drawbacks? This seems to be a theme that Kojima is hinting at in Death Stranding 2, as the latest trailer clearly mentions connection that should never have been made. The implication of these connections raise questions about the consequences of intertwining lives and the potential risks involved. As the narrative unfolds, it will be intriguing to see how these elements play out and what challenges Sam may face in the new chapter. Are you ready for Death Stranding 2? What's on your thought about it all? I am very Rust. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you down the line.